Ooh wee. I hope y'all had a good Super Bowl Sunday. You guys all right? That's good. That's totally good. You know what? You're blessed and highly favored if you got to be alive and enjoy the day, because a lot of people didn't wake up this morning. A lot of people ain't alive. So if you woke up, you're blessed. So what's up with y'all out there, man? What's going on? I'm building it up. I'm building it up. I am building it up. But before we get started, old school to new school, you need to learn though. There's only one school and we all gotta go. You young niggas, y'all need to start, y'all young ends, y'all need to stop hating older people. Young people hate old people, and old people don't know why young people don't like them. I don't care if you like me or not. I really don't. I truly, truly don't. I don't. I don't care if you like me. You better not. If you say it, you better have the police with you. I'm letting you know, or the police is close. You know what I mean? To where you can damn near you can get away with some. You know what I'm saying? You can hide and throw rocks, or what's that saying they got? Hide behind a fence and throw rocks at people, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. Oh man, y'all been seeing the latest content with the two youngsters from Compton that gave the interview. You saw that? What you think about that? I'm gonna say this. It's I do my own investigations. That's what we getting to the bottom of stuff. I'm gonna teach you some tools right now. Some people you know what? I'm gonna teach you something called, we'll just call it, it's a tool. I'm gonna teach you one tool. This especially for somebody who didn't stay in school, somebody who dropped out, or somebody who just has you're illiterate. You know what I'm saying? If you're illiterate, this will help you. You need to have the ability to break down everything to its core. Always practice breaking everything down to its core. And that will help you have a knowledge of how things operate and how they work. Or it gives you the foundation to start with. It'll teach you the foundation on, where you need to go. And I'm talking about in all aspects of whatever information you trying to inquire about, or an inquisitive mind is important. You want to be curious, but not too curious. You know what I mean? Don't let your curiosity turn you down a path of darkness. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing about women. They're always very curious about stuff, and then they find out when it's too late. Like certain things, you could chase the dragon until it turns around and show you what it really looked like, and that'll be the last time you ever saw anything. You ever heard that term, chasing the dragon? You're going to chase the dragon until it shows you what it looked like, and that'll be the last time we ever see or hear from you ever again. I'm a firm believer in that. Like, you tugged on the snake's tail until it turned around and bit you. You made the devil show you what he looked like. You chased the devil until he actually revealed to you what he looked like, and you died. At the moment he showed you, you could chase the dragon. Your curiosity is the same way. You know what I mean? But being inquisitive and being curious and having, the desire to want for information is very important. This tool is, you have to break everything down to its core. Like if you have no knowledge of cars, right? You have no knowledge of cars whatsoever. You have electrical cars. You have cars that run off a certain fuel. You have cars that don't run on fuel at all. You got cars that run on fuel and electric. So the main thing that makes a car go is called combustion. Combustion is what makes a car go. An engine cannot work without combustion. Do you know what combustion is? It's a combination between fuel and electricity. A combination between electricity and fuel is what's going to power up a car, causing combustion. Combustion is what makes a car operate. You see that tool I just taught you? So if somebody asks you, like, why this car won't start? It's probably a whole thing, but the first thing is, does it have an engine? Does it have an engine that's any good? You know what I mean? Well, what makes a bad engine? Well, things will seize up if the fluids aren't right, right? If the fluids aren't right, it won't be able to perform. But if there's no fuel in it, which is a fluid, and there's no electricity, it won't be able to start. It won't be able to turn over. So combustion is the key component to making a car run. Combustion, or a good battery, if it's electric, or whatever fuel that it runs on. You see what I'm saying? But it's a combination between gas and electricity causing combustion. That's what makes a car run. So don't ever say, I don't know nothing about cars. Okay, you have fuel, you have a gas tank. A gas tank is a very large thing. It's not a very small thing. It can be depending on the size of the vehicle. You put the fuel in, right? Okay. There's going to be tubes for the gasoline to get to the front part of the engine. You see what I'm saying? There's going to be tubes and there's going to be pipes and all that type of stuff running back and forth, right? If the fuel isn't getting to the engine, it won't start because it won't be able to cause the combustion to fire off the pistons to get things turning and cranking. You see what I'm saying? So is there any electricity getting to the engine? Well, that's where the electrical wires would come in to create the combustion, because it's a combination between electricity and gasoline. You see what I'm saying? That's the core root of a car working, right? That's a tool I just taught you. Like, here's a piece of paper. Where does paper come from? It comes from trees, actually. Paper comes from trees. Paper comes from wood. You have to always use that tool I gave you to break everything down to its core. Everything. Everything. It's a microwave right here. How does a microwave work? It's a combination between radiation and electricity being used to cook things from the inside out. It's not a gasoline powered oven. Do you know what I said gasoline. It's not a gas powered oven. Do you know what a gas is? There's two types of gas. There's the fluid and there's the vapor. The vapor is very, very dangerous, and it usually comes from pipes underground. It is actually what do you call that? You know how oil? What is it? Not mineral. It's at the tip of my tongue, but it's a vapor that's underground, and it's usually in big pipes, stored in big pipes. They control it. You know what I mean? You have to control it, because you can really create a major problem if you can't control gas. It's a powerful vapor, but the way it shoots out of the pipes, so if you accidentally drill too far or drill over too far and hit that pipe and tap into it, you won't blow up, but you will shoot out enough of that. It's a natural resource that's going to shoot out. It's going whoop, and if anything ignites or combustes and hits that vapor coming out that you tapped into, you could cause a devastating explosion. And that's what the gas lines on your stove is connected to, the gas lines that are underground, which are a vapor. They're not the liquid gas. You see how I broke that down to its core? You have to do everything like that. You have to do like, why does this dude act like that? Now, you could probably say, man, I'm not going to analyze it. There's a reason for his behavior, because the reason he acts that way is because no one has corrected him about his behavior. That's the main component, especially if he's obnoxious, especially if he's aggressive, especially if he's rude and insulting. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to figure out, is he just being that way towards you? You see what I'm saying? But you have to do it really, really fast. You can't just sit here and play with that. That's a very powerful tool that I taught you. So if they tell you, we finna go to science class, molecules and this and that, everything is made of some type of molecule, a living tissue or organism. An organism. Everything is an organism of some sort. You know what I mean? What's another name for a gerbil or a mouse? A marsupial. You see what I'm saying? Those are marsupials. You get what I'm saying? You are a Homo sapien. You know what I mean? Not a homosexual. You know what I mean? Before you be a dumbass or a childish ass idiot, you know what I mean? Don't play like that. This is grown men talking. This is serious, because this is about you building and instead of destroying. Because those are the two components you were blessed with. If you aren't retarded, if you're not disabled or handicapped or mentally retarded, you are blessed to be able to hear, be able to speak, be able to smell, be able to taste. You have all your fingers, your phalanges, you have all your feet and your toes. You have everything works on you, right? That means you were blessed with the ability to retain information. If you can't retain information, you are handicapped, you are disabled. And that's not a bad thing. They say we're all created equal. Some of us are not created equal. A lot of us wasn't blessed with all of our senses intact and the ability to perform functions. It's just that way. You see what I'm saying? And it's nobody's fault. And it doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you a bad person. But far as what is considered normal, you have to have the ability to retain information. Now, some people have the ability to retain information at accelerated speed. Like all he had to do is read the instructions once on how to do it, took the test, and passed. His brain can break things down to a shortcut. Like my father had the ability to break everything down, and then his brain go straight to a shortcut. Like whatever it is, I'm talking about. That's how intelligent my father is. I do know my father. Like I know him, but I don't deal with him. Me and him are totally different. You understand what I'm saying? I do have a father, you know what I mean? But we're very, very different. We're so different, you know what I mean? His brain retains information at accelerated speed, and he'll cut everything in half, like all the rigmarole. His brain bypasses it and creates a shortcut. And if it's really, really easy, he'll mess around and nigger rig some stuff real fast and bypass all of it. He's that sharp. My dad is a pretty sharp dude. You can Google Cephas Amerson. Google Cephas Amerson, and all of his stuff pop up. Like all his. My dad is a Mason, 33rd degree Mason. My dad, but he's not just a Mason. I found out what a Mason was when I was a little kid. He had this ring, and he had a suit in the closet, but the ring was on the dresser, and I was like, "What is it?" You know what I mean? Because he didn't really wear it too often, but you know what I mean? And this is what he told me, and this is how my curiosity, my mind wandered about it. He said it's a very prestigious group. I said, what is a Mason? He was like, it's a very prestigious group, very powerful organization. And then when I went off and I was talking to my friends and whatnot, I was like 9 years old, 8 or 9. So I'm talking to my friends, I'm like, you ever heard of Masons? And then my homeboy's dad chimed in. My homeboy dad like, yeah, Masons are a very powerful group. Like they judges, lawyers, police officers. Like if you give the right signal, you get out of jail, or you give the right signal, you probably won't go to jail for a long time. Like being part of that group, if you give the right signal, yeah, that's a very powerful group. So it kind of like messed with me that my dad was like that. Like I never really bothered him too much. But just knowing that he was connected to stuff like that, because he was really, really small. He was really, really, you know what I mean? He was different. My dad, so that's just him. You know what I mean? Anyhow, you have to have the ability to retain certain information. A lot of people learn things and forget it. Or you read stuff and didn't remember what you read. You got to work on that. You know what I mean? There's certain things like, I'm very good at the memory game. Remember when we were little kids? There was a game called Memory. I was very good at that. I played it all the time. Like I just loved to play memory at school. Like I would always play memory games. You know what I'm saying? Um, that tool that I taught you, you should use it for everything, even with your food, right? If a cow eats grass or eat whatever they feeding it, but usually cows are supposed to eat whatever they eat. If you just feed it cereal and then we consume it, what are we taking into our body? Duh. You see what I'm saying? Hence why people don't want to eat pork. You see what I'm saying? The reason why people don't really want to eat pork is the pig's digestive system. It's really the pig's digestive system, but I'm going to be honest with you. God put all these animals here. Now, whether you want to consume it or not, that's up to you. You see what I'm saying? Because some things, once the system was designed, it was designed in a hierarchy of you had royal descent, or you was just a peasant, or you was a descendant of slaves. You know what I mean? There were people that were, they had not a king in their family, but they were related to a duchess, or they were related to a knight. You know what I mean? Like my uncle is Knight Sir Henry such and such. He wasn't royalty, but he was a knight. You see what I'm saying? I'm from a descendant of knights. You know what I mean? And it depends on what culture, right? You see what I'm saying? A lot of us as African Americans or Black Americans, we give ourselves a false sense of something so you can hold our head, because a lot of our past history is a negative, but that's really not the case. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of us have a false sense of we come from kings and queens. The truth of the matter is, there was a king and a queen. There was a king and a queen in the village, and there was also a shaman. There was also a witch doctor. There was also a prophet. There was also a consultant of the king. You could be related to the person who consulted the king. The king the king was so powerful, he had people to think for him. You see what I'm saying? Like, what should I do, Baba? Remember in Shaka Zulu? Shaka Zulu, if you ran with that narrative, what was the only thing they did wrong in Shaka Zulu? They didn't have any guns. They didn't know how to operate guns. That was the only problem that the Zulus had. Do you know the UK had such a fear of Zulus because that army was enormous. If you take the time to go watch that movie, which is like 3-4 hours long, that the UK was shook up by them. Shaka was powerful, but his religion he was born out of voodoo, out of witchcraft. He was born from magic. It was a prophecy that was fulfilled. Is voodoo real? Yes. Anything that you could believe in is real. Anything that you could give power to, it can be real. Can you concentrate on somebody till bad luck happened to them? Yes, you can concentrate on a person till shit start falling apart for them. I learned that. Voodoo is real. If people are like, oh, there ain't no God, there ain't no Jesus, it's all man-made. I'm going to be honest with you. In America, mostly everything is man-made, because there is no religion that was designed in America. There was no religion that comes from America. There's no religion here that's American. It's all foreign. You see what I'm saying? How come it's okay for us to adopt foreign religions and not be considered communists and not be considered traitors, you know what I mean, or defectors? Because let's say I want to be a Russian. I don't want to be American. I want to be Russian. I would be considered a defector. Like if we were in Russia and we just wanted to be Americans real bad, they would consider us defectors. How come in America we can accept a Jewish religion, a Muslim religion, Buddhism, everything that ain't American? Everything that ain't American. Let me explain something to you. And you have to break this down with your medulla oblongata. Break it all the way down, right? Here we have an American military. And what the military consists of is, you know what everything it consists of. They made enough movies for you to understand it, right? There's a lot of secrets that be let out in movies. In Russia, they got the KGB, spies, people, you know what I mean, recon. They go and steal information. And then they take that and then they pass it into this and that and put it in this perspective and whatnot and so forth, right? Right? But in Russia, they're only Russian. In Japan, they're only Japanese. In China, they only Chinese, right? So they can trust each other a little bit more until somebody is of something else. Like in America, our army consists of every damn color there is. That means, oh, we at war with Muslim countries. Do you know how many Muslims are in our military? Wouldn't that be a breach of security? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You have to break that down to its core. That is a breach of security as far as I'm concerned. If we are at war with this country and you have a multi count of these particular people within your military, don't you find that odd? No other country. How many black people you seen in a Korean army? How many black people you seen in a Chinese army? How about Japan? Even Africa don't have Africans in their army. You seen their armies? Those be little militias. That don't be what the African military. Who is the African military? Those are militia groups that seize power. What's your military in America? You got a whole bunch of Mexicans in the military, a whole bunch of Islamic people, a whole bunch of Hindis in the military. You got a whole bunch of Asians in the military. You got a couple of people that are Jewish and Russian in the military. So how can we trust our military when we have a whole slew of everything in it? We just have to. We have to go on faith. I mean, we're not serving in the military, but that's something I used to do when I was little. I always used to worry about blowing up when I was little. Did you ever do that when you were little? I used to be on my, because they'll be looking at, I didn't look at the news when I was little. It was boring to me. And then as I got in my 20s, and I got about 20, 22, 23, I started watching the news. You know, when you become a man, you put away childish things. I really got rid of my toys too early, to be honest with you. I stopped playing with toys in the 5th grade. I threw all my toys in the trash and I kept all the electrical stuff. I kept my video games and I got into stereos and stuff like that and turntables. So you got the Pioneer, you got the Sony, you get your subwoofers, you want to run this cord through here, you want to hide the cord so it don't look tacky, and I'm only in the 5th grade, you know what I mean? Been playing football since the 2nd grade. 1st and 2nd grade, I started off playing flag. I played flag for 1 year, then I went up to Pop Warner after that. You know what I mean? I was a little husky dude, you know what I mean? I was kind of robust, you know what I mean? So I say you know what I mean a lot. Let's work on that right now. Only gonna say it one more time and I'm gonna try to stop. Let's see how disciplined I am. You have to have the ability to break everything down to its core. You probably saying, well, what are my hang-ups? Women, of course. Like, if you think that's a lie, you know, women, of course. You know what I mean? That's a self-explanatory question. I kid you not. It ain't hip hop. It ain't music. It ain't rap. My hang up, legitimately, and it's not just in my brain. It is women. It is women. I don't know if I'm not being nice enough to them. I don't know if maybe people say I need to change my views about them. I don't think so. I don't. Let me tell you something about me. I don't know if it'll be X-rated. I don't know how it would be seen. Oh, my little watch. Hey, I had this ordered, but I got it from Daniel's. You ever heard of Daniel's jewelry store? It's a Movado. I wore it to work, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I wore it to work. I didn't trust my roommates at one time because there was always a lot of people coming in and out of the house. So I didn't leave my jewelry at the house. I took it with me. So I'm at work and I ended up scratching the lens. And when I scratched the lens, it's a crystal, right? it depreciated it. So what I have to do is fix the crystal. So that means I got to send my watch all the way back to Movado, and they're going to replace the crystal. Now, once I replace the crystal, guess what? I'll be able to pawn it, or I'll be able to sell it and get pretty much close to what I spent for it. I only spent a couple of grand for it. You know what I mean? And not only that, I made payments. You know what I'm saying? So I like literally like, you know what I mean? It wasn't more than $3,000. I think it was like, it came out to about 3,000 and something. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to make payments. Like if you just paid, if I would have just paid, it would have been 2,000 and some odd dollars. I remember that because it was a Jew. It was Daniels in the city of Commerce. You know where Bell is? The city of Bell. I was working for a trucking company in the same city of Bell and Commerce. So I ended up going to a Daniels over there, and I put some money down. You know what I mean? I believe I put like 1,200 down, and then they was like make a couple of payments, and I like, you know what I mean? But I told them I wanted stones in the inside. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen too many people with that one. You know, it ain't no $10,000 watch. It ain't no 8,000. You know what I mean? I spent 8 on it. You know what I mean? I spent 10 on this one. You know what I mean? Oh, it's only a couple of grand. That was it. You know what I mean? You know, people be like, why you don't have an iPhone? I have an Android. Before I get that damn phone, I need to get a decent car. You don't want to be in a bucket and have a brand new iPhone. That's some ass backwards shit. I try not to be ass backwards. You know what I mean? Now, the chain and jewelry, that's all a part of hip hop. These are all trophies. You know what I mean? These are all trophies that either an ensemble that you put together. Like a lot of people like, I'm gonna only wear it with this outfit. It was cool with this outfit. No, this is like a nigga everyday outfit. Some people can't take this shit off. You know what I'm saying? You know, can you imagine doing business with somebody and their whole teeth is like this? You probably wouldn't take them serious. Like, what the hell? Because it's probably inappropriate. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's inappropriate, you know? And then back in the days, when a person was like, they called it slugged. If a person was slugged up back in the days, ooh, like, you know, yeah, that said something. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry about that. I said it again. You know what I mean? You can't, you ever seen a white person that hang around black people? You ever seen a white person that grew up with black people? He doesn't talk like a white person, does he? He doesn't. You ever notice that? That's how powerful. That's how powerful we are. It's the same with Mexicans too. You ever seen a black person that hang out with Mexicans? He doesn't sound like a black person. He sounds like a Mexican. You get what I'm saying? But the one thing about blacks, if you took a Mexican person and raised him up with only blacks, you couldn't tell what color he is. You'd think he was mixed, like he was biracial. He's probably not mixed with anything, just that nationality. But when it comes to black people, especially like a white girl, you ever see a white girl that grew up with blacks? You'll think that she was mixed. Like, hey, your father black? Your mama black? Why would you ask? Because you kind of look like you mixed. This person is white. There's a hint of Negro on this person. It's a nostalgia nigga on this person. And I'm going to tell you why. If she only makes love to Negroes, there's a lot of blood and fluid in exchange when you make love to anybody. But if enough Negro blood passes through this individual, it's a possibility. It's a lot of blood from an African descendant being exchanged through the hips of this soul. And that's why you ask her if she's mixed or not. Hey, your dad's black, your mom's white, what's going on? Yeah, that's why. You don't know how powerful your blood is. A drop of blood can carry a whole plague that could kill a whole village or kill a whole city. Do you agree or disagree? There's only one way to catch AIDS. Not from getting sneezed on, not from getting breathed on. From a drop of blood passing through your bloodstream. And you will have the ability to infect a village if you would like. You will be a walking plague. A walking plague, literally. Now, do you believe that diseases are man-made? It's all in really what you believe in. But let me tell you what I do believe in. I'm not going to be a black man that don't know my culture. It's one thing I'm not going to be. I'm going to tell you 5 important things about Africa. And I'm not from Africa. I'm not. I've never been there. Let me tell you 5 important things about Africa. Africa has some of the most deadliest animals in that country. Africa has the worst water in that country. Africa has the most natural resources in that country. Africa is the biggest country in the United States. I mean, in the whole planet spectrum, not just the United States, in the whole world. Africa, right? I'm going to name some animals that you wouldn't believe are the number one killer. Are the number one killer of all people. Hippopotamuses. Hippos kill the most people. Not lions, not tigers, not baboons, not gorillas. Hippopotamuses. The hippopotamus, right? Hyenas. Hyenas can be trained like dogs. The difference between hyenas, they work in a pack and they're very intelligent. They're very intelligent predators and scavengers, but they're highly intelligent. And they work as a team and as a unit. Their intelligence is what makes them so deadly, but they're not the top predators. They're not the top predators. They're not. You have some insects that'll kill you in Africa. An insect bite killed you. But you want to know the number one killer in Africa is? Malaria from the drinking water. If you want to go visit Africa, you better be real careful because you could get malaria very quickly and die. That's one of the number one killers in Africa. The number one killer. Number one killer. You know what I mean? You have snakes that one bite from the snake could kill up to 100 men. One bite can kill up to 100 men. There's a snake in Africa and in Asia, and it's usually in between Asia and Africa. If it bites you, if you take more than 2 steps, you're going to die. You are going to literally die. It's called a 2-step. You got the boom slang, you know what I mean? The Gaboon viper. Those pack enough venom to kill a whole village. One bite. It's called a Gaboon viper. And it's like a caterpillar. It inches. It doesn't, you know what I mean? You never really took the time to learn about your culture. You never did. A lot of people, you don't know what village you come from. Probably because you probably say, I didn't come from a village. Your ancestor had to come from somewhere. There's an ancestor of yours that you came from. You didn't have Christianity. You had certain deities that your village worshipped. There was a god of the sky, a god of the wind, a god of the rain. You know what I mean? There were prophecies that had to be fulfilled. There is no person that is born by chance. Either you were born out of love or you were born out of lust. You have to figure that out. Always get to the core root of everything. Remember I told you that? What's the core root? When life got you down, and like especially when I was younger, I used to wonder why I was born all the time. Like, why the hell they have me? Why did they bring me here? Why would you bring a child here to mistreat it? This simple reason. Pleasure be the one reason, pleasure, Somebody was seeking pleasure that night that you was conceived. Or there was some love involved and you were planned out, or it was lust. Somebody was chasing an orgasm. Somebody chasing an orgasm. That's what that was. These people didn't, one person wanted the child and the other one didn't. That might be the cause of a lot of your sorrow. But I'm going to tell you how to fix it right now. No matter why you here, those are the two reasons you would be here. But I don't want to just say it, but I will say it. Whatever's hurting you, fuck it. Stop allowing it to hurt you. The difference between children being abused and grown people being abused, a child don't have a choice. A child can't stand up to a giant. That's when you're a coward, when you pick on a child. When you abuse a child, you a whole bitch. You ain't nothing but a bitch. Whether you be male or female. You fuck over a kid, you a whole bitch. You know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think you should be on this planet too long. If you target children, I wouldn't hesitate to do nothing to your ass, and I'll do all the time I need to do. I'm okay with it because I'm not gonna feel wrong about it. I'm not gonna let the system tell me, oh, we can't tolerate vigilantes. Oh, that act you did, well, you call the authorities. I don't want to. Now give me my bedroll and get your ass out of my face. That's how I feel about that. You don't fuck over kids. You don't target kids. Target a grown person. Make it worth your while. You run from challenges. That's your problem. When you face with a challenge, you bitch out. You're a loser. Even if you win and you a loser. Even if your parents, you have financial wealth, you have, what was that shit where your family passed down what generational wealth, and you still do hook shit. That's really what goes on in America really badly. Generational wealth handed down to a dude that's a weirdo or a fuck up, a slacker. And we have to deal with these people because they're usually put in privileged positions by their own damn families. And that's where secret societies come in at. You have all these fraternities, and now let me call my club brother. Yeah, your brother's a whole weirdo. You know that, right? And he be doing some lame shit. Yeah, but you think highly of him because of your brother. A lot of people are unconditional lovers. I don't love people unconditionally. That doesn't work in my world. It doesn't. Love is attachment. Do you know what love means? I'll give you some of the definition of love without looking in the dictionary because you have to study what's important. One of the definitions of love is to be concerned with a person's well-being. One of the definitions of love is to be concerned about someone's well-being. I mean, I wonder if this person is all right. I wonder where this person is at. I hope this person is okay. That's one of the definitions. Another definition that people totally overlook, and they don't want to face it because they're on the bag. I don't care about none of that stuff. You putting too much into it. That's what's wrong with society. You always putting too much. When it comes to caring, people, you always putting too much on it. You doing too much. That would be the piece of shit in the room. The person that thought that and said that would be the piece of shit in the room. And don't ever forget that. That's why people don't know how to treat people now. One of the definitions is attachment. Attachment. I'm attached to you. And a lot of people don't like people being attached to them. That's because they don't know the definition of love. You don't know the definition of love. So if she could leave you really easy, she was not attached to you. If she could get rid of you really easy, she was not attached to you. If you could have a disagreement with her and she'd be like, okay, I'm done with you, she didn't love you, not at all. Not at all. Because she don't know the definition of love. Can you love somebody that's not there? You want to know why you can? Because your brain is very powerful. Your brain is very powerful. Yeah, you can love somebody that ain't there because they're in your head. See, your heart is very powerful, but your brain is. People probably say, "Oh, I'm gonna dome you out," right? You could be brain dead but still be alive. I kid you not. You could be brain dead but still be alive. Why is that? Because the heart is the strongest thing in your body. There's no muscle stronger than the heart. Now, once your heart stops beating, it don't matter how brain alive you is, you dead. And why is the heart so important? Why is the heart so important? We getting closer to Valentine's, all the hearts you're going to be giving out, right? Break everything down to its core. This is a very powerful tool I'm teaching you because you don't have to sit in college. You can. You know why people go to school? To get a piece of paper that says that I can do this and I'm qualified to do that. That's why. Did you know you can go to the library and learn everything that this dude just learned? You just don't have the certificate to do it? People need to see the credentials. See, the internet is powerful. You could just print your own credentials up. You know that, right? Before I went on staycation, there was a young lady, I ain't gonna say her name because we're not in good terms. I don't think she's a very good person. She did a lot of evil things to me. A lot of evil things from the age of, from the time I was 15 to like 24. She targeted me a few times for like the worst of shit, like evil shit. You know what I mean? We were supposed to have a child and the child was never mine. My mom was the type of person where she was like, it don't matter who baby it is, this my baby. And my mama, I would come home from being out in the streets, running around in the streets, and the baby would be there. So I would have the baby too. You know what I mean? Let my mama get some sleep, but we never rejected that baby, and I didn't reject that baby. That's just how my mama heart was. Because a lot of people would be like, you know what I mean? We thought this was our baby and this and this and this and that. My mom didn't even, my mama said, you know what? I'm glad you was honest and you told us. And I mean, you waited a long time to tell us, but you should have said all of this in the beginning. That was the only problem my mama had with it. You know what I mean? But this baby, this is my baby. You know what I'm saying? And that was that. But this person still had a lot of hatred in their heart. Like, because this person kept hearing things in the streets like, oh, he gonna trip. One day he gonna kill you, or he gonna get you for what you did, and you didn't talk to me about it. If somebody was telling you I was gonna hurt you about that misunderstanding, they a damn lie. You think I would hurt you because you didn't know who the child's father was? There was a possibility I could have been the dad. Because you was my girlfriend and this happened. Who's at fault? I mean, is it a mistake? No, it's not a mistake. Those things are gonna happen when you having sex. Get to the core root of something. But should you have that baby not knowing who the daddy was? You shouldn't have shot the dice like that. You shouldn't have did that because you probably like whoever it looked like is gonna be who it's gonna be. That was how immature you were. But we're the same age. So when I was 14, you was 14. When I was 15, you was 15. But anyway, long story, you know what I mean? She printed me up some credentials, some barber credentials. So I was a certified barber in the system. She put me in the system because she owned beauty. She was a young baller. She went in partnership in certain salons and barber shops because she had acquired enough money in that whole world. She ended up working for Brandy, the singer, Ray J's sister. She was doing Brandy's hair on the set of Moesha. So she was like doing their hair. A lot of those braid styles that Moesha was wearing, she was the person that did them. You know what I'm saying? And that was she's actually my second girlfriend in the whole world. Like my second, you know what I mean? My first love is in Oakland. Like you got loves, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, my first love, well, I'm talking about, she's in not Oakland, in San Francisco, the Bay Area. She migrated to the Bay Area. She is a master realtor. She's a hell of a real estate agent. I mean, she's living well off of, and you're probably wondering, like, how do you know that right now today? Remember when I told you about attachment, the brain, you know what I mean? She's married, been married for 14 years now. And got, I think, almost like 4 kids. Yeah, and she's not going to cheat on her husband. She's not trying to leave her husband, you know what I mean? But she is concerned with my well-being. Like, are you okay? Are you alive? Like, you know what I mean? That's a form of love, like we discussed, right? At the end of the day, money is the biggest farce in the world. Money is the biggest farce. Like, you'll go up to a person and call him a bum. Why? Now, if he ain't, now hold on. You guys call crazy people bums. This man is crazy. He ain't took a shower. He don't want to take a shower. He got the same clothes on, don't want to change them. You think he normal? How the hell is man normal and he don't want to change his clothes that had him on for about 2 weeks? How do you feel when you don't take a shower? I could go a day at the most without taking a shower, but guess what? If I have to go a day without taking a shower, I was forced to be in that position. I will go to a 7-Eleven and wash my nuggets in the sink. I will whole bathe in a 7-Eleven before I go without taking a shower. I will literally whole bathe. I got some baby wipes right now in my bag. Shameless plug. But I will use every wipe in a mobile gas station before I go without taking a shower. So that person that smells like that, you can smell him from over there. He's gone. And y'all bum, this and that, you bum, this and fuck him. You could y'all some, and you know what? Y'all always got an opinion. Y'all can dish it out, but you can't take it. When somebody come for your ass, you be like, I'm calling the authorities. I wish, you know what they say they're gonna do in the future? They're gonna put a big ass fence around us, and and have the police on the outside of the fence. So if we ever try to hop over the fence or get over the fence, they're gonna kill us. A lot of y'all ain't gonna make it because y'all be doing some real shit. A lot of y'all ain't gonna make it. And I wouldn't mind if it go anarchy purge like that. What was the last purge that they just had? Remember that movie, The Purge? That was the one where the Native Americans and they went to Mexico and all of that. Remember that? What was that movie about? We gonna keep it a whole band. What was that movie about? They said kill the brownies. They was trying to kill all the Mexicans and all the foreigners. That was what the last anarchy purge was about, wasn't it? And them Native Americans got cracking, didn't they? We love us some Native Americans, especially black people. We love us some Native Americans. I know my mama loved her some Native Americans. I was raised on Native Americans. I love me some Native Americans. That's why people always be like, my grandmother was Indian. You know what I mean? My grandmother was Indian. Or my dad, on my dad's side, her father Indian. Everybody wants some Indian in them in the black culture somehow, somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Some of us do, like my father, he's from Louisiana. My mom and them, they're from Louisiana, Texas, and Watts. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can be Creole. There are certain types of Creoles. There's a certain type of Creole, and we're not going to get into that. Because honestly, it's a slap in the face to darker skinned people. It goes by your shade. and it's in every country. The lighter your skin, the better the luck you gonna have. Those are some of the belief systems in other countries. The darker the skin, the more of a tale of slavery and inferiority. Like in Cuba, there's a whole story of the Cuban. If I sat here and only spoke in Spanish, you know what I mean? Hola, puede ser noticia, con permiso. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, this is a Puerto Rican. Oh, this is a Cuban. If you take a zebra and take it to Cuba and raise it, does that make it a Cuban? It's always going to be an African zebra wherever it goes. So when you see a black Cuban speaking Spanish, it's an African speaking Spanish. That's what the fuck it really is. And you just choose not to believe it. I mean, that was something that, a comedian had said, a powerful comedian and revolutionary said that. You know what I mean? If you see a whole black person twice darker than you speaking Spanish and he don't know no other language, that does not make him not African. You know what I mean? This dude, he's speaking Spanish. No, he's Dominican. Okay, but he is of African descent. Because you could raise a zebra and a giraffe in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. They're still from Africa. Does that make sense to you? Okay, you know what I mean? We just don't treat each other right, and like I said, this tool that I'm teaching you right now is going to teach you to break it down to its ultimate core. Ultimate core. Ultimate core. People be like, let's talk about cheating females. My girlfriend cheating on me. You want to break it down, or do you want me to break it down for you? Now, I didn't just get this information, I had it when I was a child, especially when it comes to girls. You want to know why she cheats on you and come home to you? Because the dude that she's cheating with don't want her. That's how dumb she is, and you keep having her dumb ass around you. That's either that or you accusing her of cheating and she really ain't cheating. Think about that. You got a woman that want to cheat on you but come home every day. Like you the prize. Or you to do with all the money and you take good care of her. That's the only reason why she come home to you. Is that what you believe? Is that what you believe in your heart? That she cheats on you with really handsome dudes, but she can't leave you because you take good care of her. Is that what you believe? Is that what you believe? I'm going to tell you what I believe. If she's willing to leave the person that's been taking care of her and she lives a good life, that she's just unappreciative, she wants something else, she is not fulfilled. That's why she's cheating on you. She's getting all the things she missed at home from somebody else. Those are the reasons she's cheating on you. Now, why does she come back? This is where she's not too intelligent. And not being intelligent can cause a great deal of problems. It could just piss a man off. That's why you pissed off. It ain't the fact that she's cheating on you. She has the audacity to come home and lie in your face or be mean to you after doing some really disrespectful things. Am I right or am I wrong? Let's get to the bottom of it, shall we? You know what I mean? And a lot of times, you want to know who the person she's cheating on you with. Well, who is he? Why he got to be a secret? I want to know who this dude is. You want to know who he is. It does not stop the fact that she let him put it everywhere. You know what I mean? And swallowed the gravy. That doesn't change the fact that that happened. Ooh, you see that ashy elbow. You know what I mean? Let me get that. Doesn't change the fact that that happened, right? But she has the audacity to come home and lay down and take a shower, right? That's what really bothers a man. You ever notice all that stuff bothers you? I'm going to tell you what should bother you. Why she choosing down? Why she choosing trailer trash, then come home to the king's castle? Because the nigga don't have his own place. That's why she can't be with him. Or he got a woman at his house. She got somebody and he got somebody. That's why they always meeting up. Break it to its core. You ever been to, I just was at the Hotel 6. I know a lot of y'all don't like the Motel 6. You think it's a dump. I'm going to be honest. It's wherever it's located, it'll be more sanitary or unsanitary. You know what I mean? Like, I like the Ramada. I get the rooms at the top of the Ramada. Nobody on the whole damn floor. The people like being on the first floor and on the second floor. I would go up there and and try to make music with the laptop. I'd be up there and I'd be drinking. I'd be like, man, and you know what I mean? I'm trying to make a beat on the laptop. I got my headphones on. I'm trying to ask somebody to buy me a monitor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm up there like, 2-3 days. And then I just renew it because they don't do weekly at the Ramada. You know what I mean? But anyway, you got to break it down to its core. You ever been to a motel? Why? Now, what kind of people are at a motel? Either they homeless, are they weary travelers? Are they weary travelers, or they need some privacy somehow? You want to know why your woman keep meeting up with this dude and going to a hotel? Because he can't take her ass home because he has a woman at home. He don't want your woman. She's just dumb. You see what I'm saying? She's dumb. And you're mad. And I'm going to tell you why she dumb. She don't got enough sense to leave you for a better person. She don't have enough sense to leave you for a man she does like. She doesn't have enough sense to leave you alone and choose up with a better decision. I'm going to choose up. I'm never going to choose down. I'm never going to choose some trailer trash over this good woman right here. When I say good woman, her morals are intact. The respect factor between us is there. Our communication is A1. I'm not finna choose down and downgrade because this bitch is hot and sexy. You see what I'm saying? Oh, this bitch is so gorgeous. Yeah, but she's a bum. When I say she's a bum, she wants to live at her parents' house. She got like 3-4 baby daddies, or she got 2 of them motherfuckers and they ain't cool. You know what I mean? I am not finna choose downwards. And women, no offense to y'all don't have no problem using your eyes and not your heart. You want a sexy nigga with a 10-inch pecker. You know what I'm saying? And you let him screw and don't compete with no kids. If you're a man over 40, don't be trying to compete with no 17 to 20-some-year-old niggas. That's out. You lame as hell if you a nigga do that type of shit. If you the type of nigga that'll take a pill to keep your penis hard, you weird. You weird, my nigga. If your penis can't naturally stay hard, naturally, you've abused whatever it was to the point that your system don't work right. Or it's in your genetics and things just ain't right. But you shouldn't have to take a pill to make everything function. But if you taking pills so you can give a chick a marathon screwing, so you can screw on her for like 2 hours straight, you trying to be a child again? Remember the first time you had your first orgasm? You was raring to go. I remember my first orgasm. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was ready to go. Come on, one more time. You know what I mean? Because she remembers me. One more time. One more time. Come on, just one more time. We did it the whole day. My first time having sex, we did it over and over and over and over again in one day. I was ready to go. Like, you tired? She was like, I'm just, come on. You know what I mean? You did. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I was a youngster. Watch this. What's the most addictive thing that you're into? Ain't nothing more addicting than sex. You had sex long time ago and ain't stopped. You probably used to use crack and stopped. You probably used to smoke weed and don't smoke it no more. You probably smoke cigarettes and don't smoke cigarettes. But you keep having sex though. Have you noticed that? That shit's powerful. You can quit everything but that shit. Have you noticed? Oh, I don't eat sugar no more. Oh, I'm a vegan. I don't even eat meat. Shit, I don't even do that. I don't drink milk. I only drink almond milk. You was born on milk. From a baby, your mama was filling your bottle up with milk. Not no more. You gave all of that up, except sex. Except sex. Your life probably revolves around a girl's booty, her feet, and whatever. I'm gonna give you 3 things the devil's controlling: a girl's feet, her booty, and her breasts, and her beauty. Those are the 3 things you looking at. If a chick come in here, I'm gonna tell you some powerful stuff. A chick is mediocre. She'll be a mediocre looking chick. If she's pampered and taken care of, and her feet are cute and all of that, she'll be a perfect 20 to your ass, perfect dime. You'll be like, this bitch bad. Like, excuse my language. Damn, you fine. I learned that was the devil a long time ago. I learned that the flesh is what the devil controls. Lust, the flesh. You ever seen a booty? Ain't nothing more fleshier than an ass. You ever notice how fleshy an ass is? Thighs, hips, and booty. It's very fleshy. And those are the most powerful tools that the devil controls. Next gonna come lust. You're gonna want what's in between that line in the booty. And you if you're thinking about the hole or whatever hole you thinking about, think about that. That's the devil. It's been the devil the whole time. And that's why you keep putting it in places that you keep putting it in when you keep putting it, you keep sleeping with women you don't even like. You keep sleeping with women you don't even love. And you can't go without that satisfaction, that fix. You can't go without that fix. There's people that have been addicted to cocaine. There's people that have been addicted to heroin. There's people that have had to change their diet because they was diabetics. But they ain't stopped having sex. They ain't stopped masturbating or nothing. Sex is the most powerful thing there is. And if you could give sex up, if you could give that up, like, hey man, I'm cool, and then just wait until you meet a kind, gentle being, a person that's like, because they were just raised right. This is a sweetheart. This person was just raised right. A good-hearted person. If you could just hold on till you meet that person, it would feel so much better in life. A person that you could die with, because you're going to die, you know that, right? I was working and I didn't get to see the commercial. I only heard the commercial, right? And the commercial went, the girl was like, I don't want to die. And the lady was like, then you shouldn't have been born. I was like, wow, man. And I was still working, right? And that's the truth. If you don't want to die, you shouldn't have been born. But the sad thing is, look at all the time you waste. All the things that touched your hand and left. That's how life affects people in a negative way. When you look back, either you have regrets or you don't have regrets. You know what I mean? You have regrets or don't have regrets. The truth of the matter is, life is about how you wasted your time. That's really the truth. How you wasted your time is really going to affect you on the day of judgment. On your dying deathbed, when you start reflecting on life because you wasted all that time, you just can't cross over. You're not going to just be able to cross over. That's why a lot of young people that get shot or get killed, they can't cross over. Because it wasn't their time. They feel it wasn't my time. I had a whole lot of life to live. It's people that's still alive and didn't make much of the time they had. So when it comes time for them to officially leave, they don't be ready. They don't be ready. Like, I'm not ready to leave yet. And you feel that that's going to keep you alive longer. It might, but the truth of the matter is, when it's time, it's time. It's time. So, like right now, I'm in a bad position right now, but I'm happy within myself. I'm happy within myself, and I'm okay. A lot of other people are like, no, you're not okay. You're not okay. Maybe you put too much time and emphasis into me. Think that? I mean, just might be. I mean, if it's not nothing positive, right? You have to have the ability to break it down to its core. When we left off, we left off talking about hotels again, right? So I'm in the hotel and I can hear people on this side having sex, and I can hear people on this side having sex. And I'm like, boy, this one over here, old boy ain't easing up. I'm like, it's like 45 minutes, cat. Like, and she just steady going on. I'm like, wow. So I gotta I want to look. I want to see him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, when they came out the room, they were like a couple in their like late, about mid to late 40s. I'm like, like, wow, like, I guess you think now she ain't gonna cheat on you because you may let her for like 3 hours. I guess you feel that, she could love you more than her husband because you stood in it. You know what I mean? And I was like, and she had this big old wedding ring on. So there's only 2 to 3 type of people gonna be at a hotel when you take a woman to a hotel. Either you homeless or weary travelers. Y'all been traveling and y'all gonna just bedding down, or y'all having an affair. Y'all cheating. Because why wouldn't a man take you to his castle? Don't you want to impress a woman? Or it could be a reason you not taking her home. You don't know her that well. That's not positive, is it? You finna screw her but don't know her that well. You see how all these negatives, when you get to the core and you break things down to its core, you get to the right and the wrong and the morality of things. Some things are immoral. Some things really are immoral. But we're not going to get into immoralities right now. You know what I mean? But I'm giving you a tool that you can use. You know what I mean? When people, oh, you're stupid. How? I mean, I study construction, right? I got a certificate in carpentry, but I studied construction outside of, construction school. Where are stagger studs at? They're usually 3 feet to what is it? 3 feet high. That's where your stagger stud is going to be at. 3 feet high. That's usually where they're at. Stagger studs are usually about 3 feet high. But in between the next piece of 2x4 or 4x4 is going to be about 1.5 feet. About 1.5 feet away. So here's your stagger stud, and then the next piece of wood gonna be about 1.5 feet away. Boom, you're gonna put that one there, and you're gonna build, right? And that's how you build the wall up, right? What's the first part of building any type of building or home or anything? What's the first pieces that go up? What's the first pieces? The foundation. The foundation gonna come first, and then everything else is gonna be built from the ground up. You can't build nothing from the top down. You gotta build it from the ground up. What's gonna be your foundation? What's your foundation? A lot of people have kids and didn't have a foundation. A lot of people made love and didn't have a foundation. Like y'all had sex without having a foundation. If I told you a secret, if she come back home to you right? If she come home every night, don't ask why. Don't ask why. But if you know she's cheating, but she keeps coming home to you, the true reason she keeps coming home to you is because she hasn't found a man that can give her a certain side of things. Like the dude that she's probably cheating on you with, he's probably a little asshole, a youngster that's got a terrible attitude. He's probably real shitty. Because when you're young, when you're a younger dude, you be so overwhelmed with different stuff. Your attitude towards another female is different. To a female is different. You ever remember your girlfriend back when you was in middle school and high school? She was always emotional dealing with you all the time. And you were playing football, you was doing boy stuff, you were doing guy stuff, you know what I mean? And if you went to the club or you was at the party, people would get on, girl, guess who was at the party? Your man came with Tommy and them to the party. Or guess who? Your man was fighting at the party. You didn't, yeah, girl, he had a fight. He whooped such and such butt. Your girl at home listening to stories about her dude. You told her to stay home. She couldn't go to the party, but you went to the party. That's how a lot of black kids is. That's how a lot of us in our culture, we was like that. I wasn't like that, but in our culture, we like that. We can go to the party, she got to stay home. We can go to the club, she ain't supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? We could dance with a girl, but she can't dance with a guy. You know what I mean? How about this? When you meet your girl, this is something that all men do, and you shouldn't do it. You should always let a woman do these things on her own. When you met her, she had these little bitty old shorts on, booty hanging out, everything, tiny little shorts. She got flip flops on, booty shorts, little top on, and everything jiggling. You could just see everything moving around, everything jiggling. And she's sliding up into the store. You get her phone number, cause it's love at first sight. Soon as y'all get together, y'all have sex or whatever, y'all get together. She calling you over and over, you know what I mean? Because you feel after she make love to you, she really like you because it was good. She really liked me. You know what I mean? Then you start putting your foot down. Where you going with them shorts on? No, take that off. Matter of fact, just put them shorts in the middle of the floor. Matter of fact, you want to take all her short stuff now. She can't no longer wear what she used to wear. Why are you trying to make her a modest woman? Why are you trying to make her show morals now? Why are you trying to make her not dress so revealing? Because she's off the market, right? You want her to show you some respect, right? Right? So you take her nasty clothes, right? Why were you attracted to her with that nasty shit on? That's why you shouldn't take her clothes from her and give them back. Because you was the dumbass that was attracted to her wearing that tasteless ass shit. You were attracted to her when she was dressed real slutty. And she didn't have any class whatsoever at that moment in time. And you don't want to accept that fact, do you? My mom taught me that. Because I was on the phone at like 14, 15, telling my girlfriend, if you wear this, I swear. And I'm finna come put all that shit in the trash. That's what I was on the phone. My mom heard through the walls. She said, Butchie, come here. Why you want to take that girl's clothes, man? I was like, because they nasty. You know what I'm saying? Those are the same clothes that she had on when she met you. So why was you so attracted to her? What you are is insecure. And you afraid somebody else gonna like her like you did. So when you take all the nasty clothes, that means she off limits. Boy, you really barking up the wrong tree. Some girls look good in a sweatsuit. You ever seen a girl just fine, period? I've seen girls wear sweatsuits, like regular, like jail sweatsuit. You know how you get go to Walmart and get a sweatsuit? I've seen girls wear some house shoes and sweat clothes and look gorgeous. Like, damn, you know what I mean? Yeah, you do that. I haven't done that since I was like 15. Tell a girl she can't wear that stuff. She can wear what she want to wear. She can. Lesson for the day. Stop telling women what to do, and ask them to do it. I don't never tell a woman to do nothing. I ask. And if she can't do it, then she just can't do it. Some of us, we put too much pressure on a woman. Especially when a woman is overwhelmed with different type of dudes. You're not the only dude that like her. But always get to the core of it. What kind of people are at a hotel? Either they homeless, or he can't take her home because he got somebody at home. They cheating. You ever see people get a hotel? It's like $140 a night. They only be in that hotel like 2 hours and they leave. Cause when I get rooms, there be couples that'll come and they'll only be in that room for like 2 hours just to do what they was gonna do and then they leave. They having an affair. Excuse my language, they cheating. And she finna go home to her dude, or he gonna go home to his wife. Now let me ask you this. Why? What are you hoping to accomplish? Why? What kind of orgasm is this? Is it, I mean, can you liken an orgasm to morphine? There was a chick that told me, she said some orgasms are like morphine. I disagree. I totally disagree. I disagree. I don't understand. Lesson of the day. People mistreat people, you know why? Because their belief system. They don't really care about other people. They only care about certain people. They see it as stupid to care about everybody. They don't want to waste their time to give a damn about humanity. That's why you always hear niggas say, I only fuck with my day ones. If it ain't one of my day ones, fuck them. Like, you literally mean that about the rest of the world. And my kids are in this planet. Think about that. White people don't think like that. You know that? A lot of white people don't think like that. A lot of white people don't raise their kids like that. Have you ever been to a multiracial school? You ever see white kids playing and then playing with that one black kid or the Asian kid? The Asian kid be a little bit different. Everybody be different, right? The white kid is raised not to fight. The white kid, hey, you don't hit. I remember the white kids, you know what I mean? Hey, you don't hit. Hey, fighting doesn't solve anything. Hey, buddy, you don't hit. I remember hearing their dads and their mom, hey, no fighting. You don't hit. Fighting doesn't solve anything, buddy. It never solves anything. You don't hit. They teach their kids not to fuck with you because you like that. Hey, fighting's not the answer, buddy. You don't hit. He's getting in trouble about fighting. From a child, he's growing up to learn, hey man, fighting doesn't solve anything. It's wrong. You don't hit, right? What was we taught? If motherfucker hit you, you better whoop his ass. You see what I'm saying? What'd your mama tell you? If he put his hands on you, you better whoop his ass. If he get in your face, you better whoop his ass. And that's the total opposite of what those people were teaching. That would be the separation. That would be the community I'm growing up in, as opposed to where they might stay at. What kind of women are in my community, and what kind of women are going to come out of his community? Do you get what I'm saying? Short and plainly, man, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. You know, and figure out why you're being targeted for slander, disrespect. And once you get to the bottom of those things and break it down to its core, you'll find out there's a pack of people be talking about you that you don't even think about. It's people thinking about you that you ain't thinking about. It's people babbling about you that you don't even deal with. on a regular basis. Yeah, man. That was a tool called dialectics. That's just the name it was given, dialectics. The ability to break something down to its core. What's the best way to work on electricity? Do you know? What's the best way to get right to work on some electricity? If a wire is broken, what's the best way? Turn the damn power off before you get electrocuted. That's the first thing you need to do. It's the best way to work on electricity. Turn the shit off. Mm-hmm. And a recap. What makes a car start? Electricity and fuel, combustion. Where do paper come from? It comes from trees. It comes from trees. It comes from trees, it does. It really does. Right? Why do people believe in God? Because they have the will to believe in God. As long as you have the will to do something, it always is going to exist. But you have to have faith for something to work. You have to have faith for it to work. You know what I'm talking about? And what's your address? What it look like? What it look like? And what your house look like? Take a picture of your house right now. Don't clean it up. I've said take a picture of your house right now. It's the end of this right here. This is the end. Take a picture of your house. Take a picture of your refrigerator and your freezer. The inside of it, not the outside. Take a picture of your bathroom now. Is your house nasty or is it clean? Right? Now, are you in a relationship or are you single? Then why are you taking a person to a hotel? Because you cheated. Are you homeless? Those are the only two things you could be doing. Think about it. Y'all could save the money and have sex in the car real quick. Or why not just go to her place? Why you can't go to her place? Because she homeless? She live with her mom and dad? You know you homeless when you live with your parents, right? You have a place to stay, but none of the shit's yours. Okay, if you have your own place, go turn your stereo up to 10 right now, volume 10. You want to know why you can't turn your stereo on right now? Not because it's late. Because it'll wake up everybody you live with because it ain't your place. I can go home and turn my stereo on, right? Because it's my place. I can go in the shower, turn the radio on, take a shower. You know what I mean? Not care who I offend, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Do it. So feel free. Hey. Hey. Yeah, I could do that. It's my place. But you can't do that when you live with people, you live with your parents, you got some roommates that you just met, or some people, you got some white roommates, or some college kids, or whatever you got going on. You homeless. A brother by the name of Llewellyn Cox taught me that. Showtime. That was his name. Showtime ain't no joke. A cat out of Pomona named Showtime. You know, he's a hell of a he's in the feds right now for quite a spell. Anytime you don't have your own place, you are homeless. You got a place to stay, but it ain't yours. So you gotta ask, can I cook? Is it okay if if this was your place, why are you asking, and why do you need permission? And you a grown person. Could you just have sex in the living room, like right there on the floor with you? No, because it's not your place. You are homeless. You do know that, right? You're avoiding it totally. You know that, right? You're totally avoiding that shit. You're just like, no, I have a place to stay. You know what I mean? What's the difference between you and the child? You and the teenager? Mom and dad, can I have company? If you just go in there and take the salmon out right now, salmon that you didn't pay for, and just start cooking it, what's going to happen? Arguments going to happen. Because the shit ain't yours. but it's in your place, but it ain't yours. That's because you homeless. You don't have your own place. I always be trying to have my own place. And this shit's expensive. I ain't even gonna lie to you, especially in Southern California. I always be trying to have my own place. Why you like asking permission? Can I have company? Whose steak is that in there? How old is that Chinese food? Ain't this your house and you don't know shit about what's in it? That's because you're homeless. You know what I mean? Like, it's not your place. You're sharing that place. You don't have a place of your own. You just have a place to stay. And you're blessed and highly favored to have a place to stay. You know? Like, could I come over your house like right now? Like, you, Butch my little boyfriend. Like, Butchie my boyfriend. Devon my boyfriend. You got to ask your parents if I can come over, huh? I'm not in the mood. If you want me to wait till your mom and daddy go to sleep so we can make love, I'm not in the mood. We probably got to go get a motel because you homeless. But why can't you just come to my place? You know what I'm saying? Makes sense, right? Be a lot of people in motels. Yeah, but man, if your wife is cheating, let me ask you a question. If your wife is cheating, why would you want to work things out and stay with her? Why? Because you attached? You attached. You attached. Hey, and you know what, to tell you the truth? A woman needs to be really careful if that's how she gonna treat somebody, because you know what? There's a real thin line between love and hate. And a man mess around, cut your ass up, put you in a trunk. You know what I'm saying? It takes certain shit to make a person snap, whether it be a male or a female. The dude, he just won't stop doing what he doing. Or it could just be some real evil plot against you. And let's get to the core of that. It's always the friends you keep and the places you sleep that's going to be a part of what your demise is going to be. You are the company you keep. Simple and plain. I'm not trying to be an influencer, because your parents should be your influencers. If your parents don't influence you, those are the cards you were dealt. You know that you said, these are the cards I was dealt. Get up and walk away from the game. Because if you deal me a hand and I look, oh no, I'm not playing this hand, I'm cool. No, you looked at him. Nigga, I told you I'm not playing this hand. I'm not going to waste my time doing it. Yeah, I was dealt some bad cards, but I don't have to play that game. I could find a game somewhere else. It might be better for me in Atlanta. It might be better for me in Virginia. It might be better for me in North Carolina. It might be better for me in New Mexico. You know, you're a local joker. You stay, you be a local joker, you get local joker results. You know what I mean? It might be good for me in Washington. You know what I mean? You know? You dig where I'm coming from? Yeah. Oh, well, your wife is cheating on you. So what? Why are you unhappy, man? I think you mad because she keep coming home every day. You confused. Like, hey, you cheating on me. You know? Well, how would you feel if she stopped coming home and now you got the whole house to yourself? Man, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What if she cheating on you and want alimony and child support? Oh my God. That's a reason to go ballistic on a chick. I know it's a lot of dudes that then ended up in jail because of that scenario. You cheating on me, you're finna have another dude's baby. Then you're gonna tell me I can't see my kids? You're gonna let this dude tell you I can't see my kids? When you women that be doing that, if that dude cuts you up or shoot you or do some stuff like that, don't be blaming the dude. Don't be blaming the dude. Look at what you're doing to a person first. You done cheated, got another dude. This dude is dictating. A lot of times, from a man's perspective, a lot of men think women are really not too bright. They're not the brightest. Because a lot of y'all need guidance. You know, when I say guidance, like The dude is the brain, and you're just, you know what I mean? You're just that digmatized. You're just so digmatized to where you do what he tell you to do. And this dude be like, oh, I don't want your baby daddy coming by my house. Okay, cool. Y'all meet up at a share. I'm gonna tell you the best way to deal with a bad parenting situation. Always meet at the police station or the sheriff's station. So you guys can swap the kid, pick the kid up, do your transaction. You know why? Always meet there because it keeps the bullshit out. Now, a person that shows up to the police station on bullshit, that's the lowest ass individual that's the lowest individual between the two of y'all. Bitch, we at the police station and you trying to trip? You going big right now at the police station? She on some other shit. She on some other type of time. And I suggest you don't even talk to her, fuck with her no more. And pay your child support. You should go to court and pay your child support. You want to know why? Let's go to court and pay child support. Because once they order me to pay, that's all I'm ordered to give you. I don't have to have no contact with you. I don't have to have no contact with you because you playing with me. And see, if I stood up as a man, you'd put me in jail. Oh, ain't no man supposed to be doing this. You a whole punk. You finna get all mad at her? No, I'm not mad at anybody, but she can't come around me because all she does is disrespect me. And I have a zero tolerance for disrespect. So if you're going to sit there and all you going to follow me around and just be evil and then want to lock me up the moment I say stop or I want to defend myself. Oh, you going to jail now? What kind of evil time is you on? Who sent you? What is that? Nah, that shit really not funny because you know what? I've never met a woman that could whoop my ass. So I have no reason to fight one. I've never been in a relationship with a girl that could kick my ass. I've never dated a woman that could whoop my ass. So fighting her makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. From the time I was born, 1976, July 4th, I've never been in a relationship with a woman that could whoop my ass. Never. So what's the point in fighting her ass? There is no point. You gonna get fucked up. Excuse my language. I've never not dated a woman that I couldn't, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? You can't whoop me. I wouldn't even date a woman that could whoop me. You know what a woman that could whoop me would look like? She would be a hell of a woman. Like, she would come from a land down under, nigga. You know what I mean? 6'4" and full of muscle. You know what I mean? A Vegemite sandwich. That's what she just ate. You know what I mean? Because I ain't never dated a woman that could whoop my ass. I ain't never pursued a woman that could possibly kick my ass. So why would I want to fight her? It wouldn't be a fight. So if you got a woman that don't want to listen to you and she want to argue, and she's standing up to you and she like, nigga, what? And some more stuff, you need to figure out what's behind that. But stand what's behind it from a distance. Like, I'm only trying to figure out what's behind this from somewhere else. I'm not trying to do this right here with you. I'm trying to figure this out. You see what I'm saying? And why is she trying to put you in jail? Think about it. What kind of evil is this? Be careful, man. You got a lot of little weird societies out here and sick little groups these days. You got snitch groups, dudes that think it's okay to date rape, groups like that. And you got aggressive homosexuals, like, you know what I mean? Fight and then bend you over and screw you, you know what I mean? You got those type of groups. You got down low groups, dudes that, you know what I mean? They be in a relationship, but they meet up with a secret society to have sex with males. A lot of that's in Atlanta. And other little places are online. You know what I mean? It'd be a lot of homosexuals at the gym, you know what I'm saying? But let me explain something to you. There are secret societies where the rules are different. You know what I mean? Some people believe in the devil. Some people say the devil's philosophy isn't a bad philosophy. Do you know what the devil's philosophy is? Do what you will. If you want to touch it, touch it. If you want to taste it, taste it. If you want to feel it, feel it. If you want to screw it, screw it. You want to do this to it. That's their ideology of living. It feels good. You want to touch it, touch it. And they're going to let you do it, and they're going to want to do it to you. All right, you did me, now let me do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't just get to have all the fun, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you just put 9 inches in somebody, you better be ready to take 10 yourself. You know what I'm saying? You want to touch it, touch it. You want to feel it, feel it. You know what I'm saying? You know, that dude, he did rituals so he could talk to the highest demons. One thing you gotta learn about demons, they work as a team. It's not one demon tormenting you. It's a legion of demons. If you study spirituality, when that priest asked, "What is your name?" he said, "I am Legion, for we are many." It was a multitude of evil inside of that person. But there was that one movie where it was the beast itself. And he shook the whole planet. Remember when that big old earthquake happened when they was expelling the beast himself? That's the beast himself. And it got all eerie, and you got the chills from the music and the scene. You know what I mean? You've been talking to the beast itself, for it is the beast. Woo! For it is the beast. You know what I'm talking about? You get what I'm saying? You think good sex can keep a woman? It probably would if you could give it to her every day, all day. If she allows you to give it to her all day, there's a possibility she might not want to go nowhere else. Hey, why you keep getting her pregnant but won't marry her? Because you're not satisfied. You keep thinking you're going to find something better. You were supposed to marry her before you got her pregnant. That was the moral thing to do. A lot of y'all have sex before you get married. That's why you have baby mama drama. You know that, right? If you stuck to the script and got married before you had sex, think about the process of dating somebody, then marrying them, then having sex for the first time, and then be with them. That's a long process, not a short one. So all that time y'all got invested, y'all ain't gonna want to just part ways no time soon. Yeah, y'all be so nasty and immoral. Y'all have sex, don't get married, then have the kids, and then you got 2-3 baby mamas and be fighting with their ass. I hate this bitch. I mean, you got a baby with this girl. Kid look just like you. Look like both of you, but look like you. And you hate her. You hate her. I never want to hate my baby mama. I never want to hate her. But she can be programmed to hate me. And that's why I don't deal with her. The world that I live in will scare you. If a woman will sell her booty for a dude, and there are dudes that are powerful enough to get your woman to give him her check. It's in a woman's nature to nurture, unless she's just a tough titty ass chick, like, you know what I mean, like a barroom chick, like, you know what I mean. She drink whiskey like you drink whiskey, you know what I'm saying? But even then, she needs a man's man, you know what I mean, a kick-asser, you know what I'm saying? Women can always be spun around like that. Like her new dude, she, you know what I mean? I never could stomach that about women. I never could. Like, and they real fast to say, that's none of your business what I'm doing with my money with him. Right? But the baby daddy be concerned with, does he genuinely love you and you giving money to a dude that don't even love you. You do what he tell you, and he don't even love you like that. You see, you hence that dilemma. I never go through that dilemma because I don't care to. I don't care what she do with her money, but you're not gonna take money from me and put gas in his tank. That's how we get domestic violence charges. Like, a man ain't supposed to do it. You don't know what a man's supposed to do because you ain't no man. It's hard work being a damn man. And it ain't just going to work every day and putting food on the table. Because I can get a county check or I could get SSI and do that. I can go right in there right now and put peanut butter in my butt crack and eat it right in front of the people in SSI and say, I hear voices. Yeah, I hear voices, and they be telling me to shoot people. They said that the Ku Klux Klan and the Mexican Mafia is trying to kill me. So if the Mexicans trip, I'm going to handle my business. I could go into SSI building and say that right now, and they'll give me a $2,000 to $3,000 budget and give me food stamps. Am I really crazy? No, I just want to hustle the system. You know what I mean? I could get that money and provide, take care. I'm disabled. Yeah, but that's not where we're going with all of this. When you take money out of your dude's pocket to fund your felonious capers, yeah, dude might beat you up. A dude might say, yo, you bitch, go get your brothers and yo, whoever you gonna go get. You know what I mean? Now, am I that type of dude? No. But I will warn a female, don't you ever take money out of my pocket to give it to no other man. Now, if your son need gas, then give him gas. Your daughter need gas, give him gas. Your daughter needs, some groceries, then get her groceries. But you don't take money out of my pocket to fund your cheating with any nigga, any man. Because if he was a good man, you wouldn't be y'all could go half with your money and his money. But why would you take from me to give to another dude? Yeah, man, you subject to meet the wrong nigga. You know what I mean? I don't work out for no reason. I want to put up a good fight. This shit, I don't play sports. But what team you think I play for? This is so when the nigga try to get on me, I could do what I need to do, or if I gotta get on somebody, it's gonna work. That's what that's about. Oh, I'm gonna call the police. Well, I'll be waiting when they pull up. You can use my cell phone to call them. But I know that dude all busted up right there. Yeah, that happened. I need to put you over there with him. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you robbed me. That's how I look at it. But that's how a lot of dudes look at it, right? But at the same time, you know what? Sometimes you should say, you know what? You keep that little money and you going over there. And you can't never come back over here. You go ahead, you take that money, you going over there. You know what I mean? Some people are different. Some people will pay somebody to hurt somebody. Because when I was younger, I wouldn't mind taking care of things for other people. You know what I mean? I used to be doing that bad when I was a teenager. You didn't have to pay me much to take care of them people. And when I was a teenager, like 15 and 16, people used to, Butch, I give you like 2 racks, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, the nigga robbed me, Butch. You know what I mean, Butch? Hey, Butchie. Because my name is, I'm Lil Butchie. My dad's Big Butchie. My real name's too formal. I'd be like, all right. I used to do it for like a pistol. Hey, let me get that gun and $500. I'll take care of it right now. You gonna take me around there? I get to keep this? Shit, you know what I mean? Steel? Yeah. I used to love that iron. Some steel. What you know about steel? Yeah, steel. You know what that is, don't you? What is the power that steel has? See, steel is strong, but flesh is stronger. What's steel compared to the hand that wields it? Flesh is stronger. Yeah, that's the riddle of steel.